It's another thing for a large law firm reliant on paying clients to risk its existence by standing up to a government hell-bent on annihilating every lawyer and law firm that doesn't comply. But I think they should do it anyway. Because whether they stand up to Trump or whether they comply, the reality is that this is a larger existential threat in which the rule of law, lawyers and judges, is all that remains of the bulwark holding what's left of this democracy together. If they capitulate, that represents an existential threat for the republic, which represents an existential threat for all our institutions, public and private, including private law firms, who will have to try to operate, to practice law in a country where law doesn't really exist anymore. If they stand up to him, he may continue to exert pressure. It may mean downsizing or perhaps the end of some law firms that can't withstand the reputational damage and threat to their entire business. In both scenarios, the very existence of these firms is in question. In the latter scenario, however, the existential threat would be met with opposition, bravery, courage, and an unwillingness to set aside the rule of law in order to save face. In both scenarios, all that's left to lose is literally everything. Their choice is to take it lying down or actually stand up for something. But don't just take my word for it. Rachel Cohen, a Harvard Law graduate and associate attorney at the big law firm 𝗪𝗓𝗏, publicly resigned earlier this month, emailing her resignation letter to the entire law firm, which takes some balls, and posting it on LinkedIn. In it, she wrote she had tried over the past weeks to get, quote, the firm and broader industry to admit that we are in the throes of early-stage authoritarianism and that we are uniquely positioned to halt it. She had attempted to get law firm associates to sign an open letter attacking Trump's all-out attack aimed at dismantling rule of law norms. She goes on to write, quote, the firm has been given time and opportunity to do the right thing. Thus far, we have not. This is a moment that demands urgency. We do not have time. It is now or it is never. And if it is never, I will not continue to work here. Many federal judges, government attorneys, and nonprofit lawyers are standing up to the tyranny actively taking place in this country with bravery and selflessness. Given my personal experience in big law, I don't have a super high opinion of the bravery and selflessness of the types of lawyers who manage to scramble their way to the top of large law firms, but I hope for all our sakes, they choose to fight, because the 5-alarm fire has been burning, and they are the ones who get to decide whether to turn on the hoses or sit and watch the whole house burn.